Oh
my
dear.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
That was quite the weekend.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It is I, the Grand Arbiter, and of course, Madam Askew.
Hello, my darlings.
We are, unfortunately had to announce to you that we did not win the election.
No, we were not seated.
We were trounced by the gentleman robot, and thus have been stripped of our regalia.
That's true. We had to give up the crowns. We had to return our scepters.
The robes.
I'd gotten these matching throne antimassacres that I was so excited about.
Yes, I mean, they were beautiful.
I had to have those
Gem-studded. Gem-studded.
I loved those gems.
I know, those gems were beautiful.
Perfect. And then, we've kept the robes.
Well, we kept the robes. We got those back.
Because they're very good.
But we have to wear these informal street clothes.
The clothes of Jersey.
Yes.
I hear it's what the young people
wear. A t-shirt fabric.
I mean, I've heard so many things about it.
Ye old t-shirt.
So we were, of course, deeply saddened.
Deeply saddened.
Broken hearted.
You broke into the core.
Bereft by our loss, but we can go forward knowing that the gentleman robot and his delightful, wonderful companion, Dr. Pepper, are going to go forward to do great things because they are lovely people. And
of course, the big winners, their kids needs to read.
Kids need to read.
They made almost $1,700, correct?
That's right, almost $1,700 in direct donations to Kids Need to Read, which is a wonderful charity.
Promoting children's literacy.
That's right, they provide books to children who are in need, which is amazing. I believe that Nathan Fillion is behind starting that charity originally.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's handsome.
He's delightful.
He's delightful.
I love the way he wears trousers.
He wears trousers very well.
And I hear he's a fan of steampunk, so that's...
Thank you, June.
We love you, June. I'm so sorry you couldn't be there this weekend, but you were there in our hearts.
You still are.
Yes, absolutely. Hello, Jerry. I see that you're there as well. It's good to see you in through the world of the ether webs.
Ether webs, indeed.
I wish that we could somehow magically whisk you away from Wisconsin to come be here this weekend as well, this past weekend. But the Chemistry girls did quite well. I know that they were longing for your presence, but they did a grand job as well in the election.
Mm-hmm.
They are, of course, our arch rivals, but also best friends.
They're arch frenemies.
Our arch frenemies. We just discovered that term this weekend, and it's perfect. We will probably have tea on Thursday and discuss plans for world domination then.
And how we are probably going to try to prevent that, and they will continue to attempt to do that.
Absolutely. It's just sort of the give and take of a good relationship.
Yeah, you give the nuclear atom bomb codes, you take away the nuclear atom bomb codes.
Yes, you remove the trigger, they take the blueprints. It's just how it goes in friendship. So, but we did have a lovely time this weekend.
We had, as we've discussed, we went through all our tea dueling events. We had a very lovely winner in the Cutosity.
The Cutosity is amazing. We've been watching her tea duel for years.
Verity's a very young and avid tea duelist.
She's her father is David Lee Summers. So, of course, we're very good friends with and adore David Lee. He's a lovely author and a wonderful human being. And so it's no surprise that he and his incredible wife
spawned such a talented tea duelist.
Absolutely. They're just lovely family and lovely people.
Indeed.
So,
and then we had our splendid teapot racing.
Which was splendid.
Yes. And our big winner was...
that was Stephen Chapman.
Stephen Chapman with his Locomotive.
Yes, and Stephen is out of North Carolina. He has a YouTube channel in which he presents his various props that he builds. He's the engineer. He also has written a delightful book, The Stonehenge Rift, which I'm currently reading. I'm about halfway through. And
How is it?
I'm enjoying it. It's charming. It has a bit of a slow build up. Just has to build up its head of steam.
I know, it's made of steam. You got to build it up.
But I love the inventions and the different contraptions in his book, and I think that's one of his strengths as a novelist, is that he has created all of these beautiful set pieces in the story, and then he, being an actual engineer, he's able to understand how they function mechanically, even if the science does not necessarily support it currently or in history, because the technology wasn't there, or we don't actually have ether-powered devices in the other timelines of existence in which he might be an engineer.
Who knows?
But in the steampunk world, all of his devices
work perfectly every time.
They have beautiful mechanical engineering principles behind them. So Mr. Chapman is a lovely writer, a wonderful human. He's a great competitor.
And he had a very fast,
insanely fast.
17 seconds.
Now, we had a shortened track.
Indeed.
Because our time was limited, we removed the slalom. So we only had 3 proper hazards and the sort of unspoken hazard of the edge of the stage.
Edge of abyss.
We called it the pit of despair. So one person did actually drive off into the pit.
Yes, right before he tried to kill us with his machinery.
Yes, he won most vexatious.
Yes.
So the splendid teapot racing was wonderful. And I thank you, June. I'm so delighted you enjoyed the live cast. We have enjoyed doing it.
Yes, we really enjoy doing it. We enjoy doing it every week.
Yes.
Next week, we will be you again.
Right.
With a host, and we'd love to hear about what you'd like to hear about this Friday. We'd love to hear about what steampunk interests you and what things you'd like to hear from us, because ultimately, we want to know what you want to know.
I'll probably be trying a new tea, or at least trying some tea, which I will discuss. Amongst other things, I might be talking about some upcoming events. And I could be discussing, I don't know, some costume creation.
You could discuss your giant, monstrous dress.
I have no humility about this dress. I am not shy about it. I refuse to just do my normal, polite human behavior and actually not act like I'm super impressed by the fact that I actually created this thing. But every time I look at this dress, it just takes my breath away, and I think, oh, I made that. I did.
And you made it in an impressively short amount of time, honestly.
Well, I mean, I made it in a lot of hours. It should have been spread out over more time. So,
we have a call.
which we are ignoring. Would you hit the
Rejected.
We have people to talk to.
We are speaking to someone else.
Yes, the bustles. Oh, I'd be delighted to discuss bustles this week on the podcast, June. That's a great idea. Bustles are very important. And I just I'll talk about it more, but I want to point something out, and I think you will back me up on this. Mm-hmm. I am not a small-figured woman, although I'm a short lady. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of me that moves across the plains of this planet, and I have rather large tracts of land, and my bustled area is not... It is not a shy violet.
It requires much coverage.
It is not inconspicuous. And so I often hear from ladies and a few gentlemen who are interested in wearing a 19th century bustle dress that they are too large, that they cannot wear it because they are too large. And I believe...
A million phones. It's like, hold on.
Sweet baby Tesla, all the phones. So I believe that the photos show emphatically that it does not matter your size. With the bustle, I felt like it was quite flattering, and my darling Arbiter We look so sharp together.
We look very sharp. We're going to do basically only matching outfits from this point
That's
forward.
right.
There's no reason not to.
No, they may come in installments, but if you see something appear that's new for either Ptolemy or myself, by the way, on an aside, who knew the Grand Arbiter's first name before this moment?
Not many.
Not many.
It's a secret.
It is a secret.
Don't share it.
I won't share it beyond this intimate space.
Moment.
But we looked quite sharp together, and so yes, if I make some piece of some garments,
magic for me, though, you'll probably see.
Yes.
Big bustles are better.
Bigger bustles are better.
Mostly because you need to be able to hip check your enemies as you're moving through the battlefield of tea.
And I am not going to lie. There were actually a few occasions on Saturday when I was wearing my massive bustle, 10.5 yards of fabric comprising many ruffles.
It's basically the weight of a small child.
It's so heavy that 2 hangers are incapable of actually holding it up. So it shall have to be packed carefully in a box because I have nothing that will manage to hang the skirt. But yeah, I actually did hip check a few people rather than use my hands because I had so much bustle. It was faster to just like brush it aside with my bustle than use my hands. It's amazing.
It was amazing.
So what was your favorite moment or moments from the convention this weekend? I mean, we did so much.
I think my favorite moment was probably at the burlesque show.
Oh.
That was very surprising.
Surprising
guest.
The special guest.
Mm-hmm. The gentleman robot. Very special guest.
I'm blushing a little bit. That was one of my favorite moments too. I really loved that. He is so game, the gentleman robot. He's full of verve and he's just really funny, and that went incredibly well. And he absolutely took us both by surprise. The pictures, the photographs of the event are charming because we both looked so utterly startled.
Yes, very startled.
And deeply surprised, but happy, incredibly happy at the same time. So that was fantastic. And then, I loved on Saturday night, no, it was Friday night, when we drove home and Paige Gardner was our passenger.
Oh, that was a lovely experience. Paige Gardner is a lovely maker. I believe it's Costume Art is her artistic Facebook page. We'll link to it after the video's over.
Absolutely. She is out of Alabama, I believe, and
Birmingham.
And if you go to Dragon Con, you are certain to see her work there. But she was also a guest with me at the Grand Canadian Steampunk expedition, and she was a guest this weekend here at Wild West Con, which was amazing. You got to meet her in person.
She's a lovely, soft-spoken, kind lady with a beautiful, beautiful eye for taking mundane objects and making them into high art.
And she is so humble, unlike me and my bustle.
Oh yes, because you're such a ego that's giant and monstrous.
You're
Don't listen to the madam. She's ridiculous.
But no, Paige.
Her ego about that dress is entirely legitimate.
I'm so proud.
She put her heart and her soul and many, many ounces of her blood into that dress.
And some of my sanity, what was left of it. But no, Paige makes some of the most exquisite costuming art that I have gotten to see in person.
Yes, it's striking and it's shocking to see.
And she wears it so beautifully. And she loves to help others, which achieve their own...
She's a lovely mentor for new artists.
Oh, she teaches the most amazing panels. And we can't say enough good things about her. But if you get an opportunity at a convention to see a panel with her, do. And do go check out her website. We got to drive home with her, and we introduced her. We were in the airship, the HMS Darjeeling Express.
And we were able to go to a local establishment in Tucson, Arizona, known as the EG's, and give her a something called a frozen delectable called a slushy. It's a specific kind, though. It's a
frozen EG.
It's a frozen EG.
It's local to Tucson, where you grew up here, Arbiter.
Correct.
And I live here. There's a lot of magic in Tucson,
but there's something quite magical about the EGs.
The EGs. And so we were flying past EGs, and I
immediately knew that we must stop at the EGs and
absolutely.
get the Madame an EG.
Yeah, so we provided Paige the EGs experience, and that was absolutely one of my favorite moments. Driving through, on our airship, driving through the air lanes of Tucson and
the air lanes, yes. They're very crowded in the air.
Sorry that the camera is jiggling. I'm actually using the very high-tech device of my hand.
It's the iPod. It's a single tripod using an arm.
Yes. So every time I giggle, I'm afraid the phone will shake. But
you gotta treat it like a bicky in a tea duel. You gotta hold it still, keep the jiggle tremors in.
Look at how still I have held it. And actually I am using a tea dueling trick because I've planted my elbow to help
support the
steady the
phone-shaped biscuit,
the camera. So that was amazing moments.
Mm-hmm.
And last night we went to dinner with some of our interns.
Some of our loved ones.
Yes. We were so fortunate, and I cannot ever express this enough. I mean, it's a pleasure to get to perform with you, Arbiter.
Of course.
But we also know and meet so many lovely people.
And we have such a good team. We have got some exciting experiences that we'll be able to have next year.
Yes.
More spirits are contacting us from beyond the stars.
Yes, and we love you all. You're wonderful. Thank you, Michael, for that thumbs up, surprisingly.
Yes.
And
free thumbs up.
We love them. And so it's the people, and we have a lot of ideas brewing, as we often do at the end of a convention. We're hoping that the future will provide us opportunities to have some evening time open mic improv that we host for people.
Yes.
Which would be really fun, and maybe some more social gatherings where we are able to have tea with the people we love at conventions. We are planning some great outings in the coming year.
Yes, Gaslight Gathering has been...
No, we can't go to Gaslight Gathering.
No, we can't go to that
because that's in May
and we're
this
going
year.
We're going to go to Atlanticon in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's right. So that we had that conflict when we'd already scheduled the Atlanticon.
Yes.
So that was we can't go back on that. We're going to be there with some dear people from the Gin Rebellion. Nick Picard and his lovely partner Jason Bush. The Gin Rebellion is such a charming ensemble. They are very fun musicians. They are out of Are they out of Alabama? Or?
I think they're out of Georgia.
Because
they're close to the convention, I think. We'll have to check. We'll look into it.
I actually heard them first at TeslaCon in Wisconsin.
TeslaCon, also known as the Frigid Bitter Chill Con, because literally no con is with a nice balmy temperature.
No.
It's always 1,000,000 degrees, or we're freezing our bustles off.
That's true, but I have to say, I love TeslaCon because... well, everyone is supremely charming, but Lord Bobbins, who helms TeslaCon, really makes the most exquisite, interactive, immersive experience. He's very welcoming to many groups, many peoples from many different areas of society. He does a lot of mentoring and work with young people, which I know we take that as a
very seriously,
very important activity. And the costumes are ridiculously grand at TeslaCon. People change for dinner and change for the evening, which means there are a lot of costumes, which is very fun.
Yes.
And they bring in entertainment and guests that we don't often get to see here in the Western part of the world. And so we meet some wonderful new, lovely people. And Gin Rebellion was one of those groups.
Yes, and now we've taken them into our hearts.
And I believe they've taken us into their
hearts.
And
we always get to see our favorite, most lovable of airship ambassadors.
Yes.
The airship ambassador.
But, we are both very fond of the airship ambassador.
He's a very handsome and talented man.
He looks beautiful in a coat. And
his coats are absurd.
They are absurd. I envy them. But also, the airship ambassador he fulfills his role. He reaches out to so many people. He loves to facilitate the community connections. And he is one of the kindest, warmest, most generous people I know. He has been so lovely to me when I was traveling, and he's introduced us to some amazing humans, including Miss Sarah Netherley, who we met as well at Wild West Con this past weekend. So yes, it's all about the human connections for us, and we've sort of roved on from just Wild West Con, which is an amazing weekend.
We're just getting ready for all our exciting adventures.
Yes, I don't know when we will get back to TeslaCon. We were not able to be there this past year, but
we will see what futures might hold.
That's right. It's cold, but there are cheese curds and wonderful humans.
Yes, and now that we're moving towards the completion of this Wild West Con 6. We do want to hear about what you might think about Wild West Con 7. What kind of theme do you think would be really good? We are thinking dinosaurs.
We'd love some dinosaurs. We could have our own T-Rex.
I know, a T-Rex or a Darjeeling raptor.
Yeah, I was just thinking something with a velociraptor instead of the normal raptors that we have.
Oh yeah,
trying to steal our biscuits.
Or a Brachio Earl Grey Saurus.
So
or a Tippy Golden Tops.
That pleases me a lot. So
we want to do lots of dinosaur puns.
Right, we
Dinosaurs are deeply important, particularly when in puns.
Now, we have to give you a bit of a caveat. We have absolutely no control over what theme that is at Wild West Con.
But we like to think that we have good ideas.
And we like to make recommendations. But
we also want to hear what you guys want to see and what kind of events you'd like to see in the future.
Right, more tea dueling, more splendid teapot racing.
Maybe compliment dueling?
We love to compliment duel.
Yes.
We really do.
We really do.
All sorts of things would you like? More improv, more panels, just...
What do you want from us? What do you want?
We want to give it to you.
Let us give you our love.
I mean, in a legal and
consenting way that represents only the most PG of events.
Yes. All of that.
It's like a Disney movie, love. It's gentle and kind.
And warm and accepting. So, on that note, please do drop us a line about what you'd like to see at Wild West Con 7. We plan to be there running tea, and we strive every year to bring some new things, to improve things, and to make more fun for all of you. And we are also planning a host of adventures at other locales this year. But if there's one that you would like to see us at, or there's one you think would be perfect, please let us know. And for now, good night, dear June. It was lovely to see you. We will have to plan tea in person sometime.
And good night to everyone. We really appreciate you, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Yes.
You can message us at the Madame Askew's Temporal Entourage Facebook page, or you can send us an email.
Yes.
For the electronic mails via the contact at the madameaskew.com website.
Yes, you might do that as well. The Facebook page is a very fast way to get
Very
to us.
efficient.
So, and in the meantime, we wish you all a lovely evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming and having tea with us.
And thank you for enjoying your time with at Wild West Con 6. Have a great night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.